So ready to talk about Calum, Ritchie.
Welcome into the Toyota Lounge for the DNVR Avalanche Podcast, powered by your Front Range Toyota dealerships. We got AJ and Rudo coming to you, well, not live. We're doing this in the middle of the night after the Avalanche first preseason game where they fall to the Dallas Stars 3-2. Let's be upfront about this. Neither of us care at all about the score of that game. That is not what the preseason is about. The preseason is about earning spots for some people.
Yeah.
Maybe some of those spots might be a little bit predetermined based on some of the decisions the Colorado Avalanche made for this preseason game.
Come in, earn it.
But the Avs do score 2 goals in this one. They fall 3-2. There's plenty to talk about, even if it's not the most high-level players in the world. But let's not beat around the bush, AJ. Let's talk about the one guy everyone wants to hear about from this game, Cal Ritchie.
Ugh.
What do you think? His first real NHL action, even if it is 50% of an NHL lineup at best. What did you think?
He makes an unreal pass to Jean-Luc Foudy up the wall late in that game.
Yep.
And Foudy, to his credit, makes a nice play in return.
Yep.
They're not able to cash, but that was great. I loved that.
Yeah.
But overall, I think you saw that patience with the puck. I think you saw the hockey IQ, the sense. He's not going to get rushed by the environment that he's in. Is that going to play in Colorado? Is that going to be fine? You know, is he going to have to speed it up a little bit? I think he's going to. There were long stretches of this game where he didn't do much.
Agreed.
Not a lot was happening. It wasn't bad. There was just not much happening. And we have seen a lot of highly touted prospects in Colorado over the last 15 years get into preseason games and even regular season games, and it's just like, well, not much is happening. It's not bad, but there's not good. It's not good, and nothing is happening here.
I want to use a name here, and I don't mean to put the guy down, but the objective for Cal Ritchie in the NHL is to be better than Tyson Jost.
Yeah.
And if you get a Tyson Jost out of him, you know what? You got an NHL player. But given the year that he just had, given the hype surrounding him right now, the expectations are higher than that.
Yeah, and if it's in Tyson Jost is the name that everybody always brings up when it's like, well, why are they going to rush Ritchie into the NHL right now? It didn't work with Tyson Jost. Therefore, if you do it again, you're just going to
It's a very obtuse way to look at things. But
it's very binary where it's, oh, well, if you give him 2 years, Cale Makar took 2 years. Therefore, this works. It doesn't, Mikko Rantanen took 1 year.
Yeah,
every guy is different. And with Ritchie, it was okay. I still think that it's predetermined.
I do too. They're going to force it one way or another.
It still feels, and we said this on yesterday's afternoon pod before the game. If they give him the 9-game trial, it's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with giving him the 9 games and just seeing what you have. Right now I am fine. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Playing next to Foudy and Olausson, the baby boy line is okay. It was okay.
Yeah, whatever.
It had good moments and bad moments.
Agreed. I will say, Cal Ritchie did technically score a goal in this game.
Yeah. This is why it's like, oh, does a guy need to pot one in order to stick around? Look how that goal gets scored. He's passing it.
Yeah, that's a pass to Jason Megna that goes in off a Stars stick.
Exactly.
A bit silly, but
good for him.
It for the box score watchers, it shows up as a goal. So,
but AJ, Cal Ritchie scored a goal.
Yeah.
Touche.
He did.
Touché.
Technically correct.
Yeah, touche.
So, it is what it is on that front. I think the thing that was interesting with Ritchie is you saw a little bit of everything from him. And admittedly, this game was choppy as hell. There were way too many penalties called, way too many whistles. So it was hard to get a little bit of a good flow going in. But you saw him on the power play. You saw him at 5-on-5. You saw him on the penalty kill a little bit. You got to see a little bit of everything. And look, like you said, I love the puck poise.
Yeah.
He really does not feel uncomfortable at all with the puck on his stick. I think you saw the defensive zone get a little loose at times, but that's expected from a 19-year-old kid like that.
Some real good defensive plays, though, along the way.
Individual plays, when you're not looking at system structure and things like that, you can see him get in there, force turnovers, things like that. Neutral zone, if you want to be a Colorado Avalanche player, it needs to be better. Full stop.
Yeah, you got to play faster.
Yep.
I do wonder, he's playing center. What would this look like if he's
on
next
a wing,
to Casey Middlestat?
Which I expect that to happen at some point in preseason.
Yeah.
So definitely more to see there.
Yeah, I'm not wowed by it. I'm not bowled over. I think there are guys who had better nights, but when you're talking about some of those guys, TJ Tynan and Matthew Phillips are kind of who they are.
Yep.
You're not really seriously looking at them as, oh, hey, here are fill-ins. Here are NHL guys that are going to be able to get us through 20 games.
They're AHL guys.
Those are quad A guys.
Yeah.
You don't want those guys. You don't want those guys playing a lot of games for you. Spot duty. Look, they're very talented. They have a lot of puck skill. They're too small. They're too small
to be a bottom six fill-in. It just does not make sense.
Yeah, and they were a lot of fun. Nikita Prishchepov was a lot of fun.
Had arguably the best Avs play of the game with forcing that turnover behind the net to set up the Phillips goal ultimately. But
yeah, and hunted pucks all night. I saw him hunt pucks in the way that I was expecting to see from Nikolai Kovalenko,
which did not look great in this game.
Was not my favorite. Yeah, comes off a great camp, and as much as I have taken to making fun of Jared Bednar's come and earn it, because. We know this is not a meritocracy. Stop it. No. We don't have
the
to pretend.
vets are going to get their time.
Exactly. If it's a meritocracy, Yoel Kiviranta doesn't play again. He was
not good.
He was brutally bad in this game.
And he'll be the fourth line starter in game one. It's just a reality.
Not even a question. That he's not going to play, or that he's going to play and Jason Poulin not, even though Jason Poulin outplayed him significantly in this game.
For what it's worth, I did not think Jason Poulin was amazing in this game. But
me neither. But I think Jason Poulin did what he had to do.
Sure.
And that is the part of it that frustrates me. But I lost my original point.
Got to earn it. Kovalenko with earning it.
And Kovalenko, a couple days ago, he has a couple of great days at camp.
Yeah.
And Jared Bednar's I thought he was amazing. He's great out there, but he has to keep doing it. He has to keep doing it. He didn't do it again.
Yeah.
He did not do it again in this game.
True.
And it's not I didn't think he was bad. Again.
No.
I'm going to save my bad criticisms for defensemen for the most part.
And we'll get to them.
Yeah. But at the forward, I didn't think some of these guys were bad. I just didn't think they were very good.
Let's be real. When you look at a game like this, what you're asking of these players that are in the running for an NHL roster spot, you want them to look better than a TJ Tynan. You want them to look better than a Matthew Phillips. And I don't know that anybody really did.
Yeah, and even, Nikita Prishchepov doesn't have a deal.
Yep.
He's about to go be an
overager in
the queue. Yeah, so those are the three forwards that I looked at tonight and just said those are the three best players in this game.
I'm with it.
And that is not what we were hoping for.
No.
Although, it does make you feel a little.
The system as a whole.
Well, it does make you feel a little bit, watching Nikita Prishchepov, you get a little hockey horns up.
Maybe he's something.
Yeah, you get there were some things in there that you're like, ooh, okay.
Kid can play a little bit.
Yeah. There were some things I liked.
It's still tough for me because we're gonna get into our thoughts on everybody and all of that. But keep in mind, we're talking about a Cal Ritchie goal on the power play.
Yeah.
We're talking about a game where
5-on-3.
Yeah, both teams had 5-on-3. Dallas had 2 5-on-3s in this game. There were 4-on-3 moments. Realistically,
there were so many penalties, man.
When you're trying to analyze a player, when you're talking about, hey, I want to see if this guy can make the team, you know what Cal Ritchie's not going to do for the Avalanche this year? Play on the power play. He's not going to get any time on the power play if he makes the Colorado Avalanche.
And that's only because their second power play unit does not play.
Right, but it's still the truth. Like, cool, Ritchie looked great on the power play. What does that mean to the Colorado Avalanche? Almost nothing.
Yeah, even if he was on that second power play,
Yep.
you're talking about. I'll assume Lehkonen is back. You would have Middlestat.
Yeah. Ritchie.
Yeah, in this case, Ritchie.
Colton.
Yeah, Colton, and then Taves and Gerard.
Yeah.
But you also now have Eric Branstrom. Well,
Who also played on the power play, was terrible on the power play.
the thing that I did not see coming into this game was Eric Branstrom being better on the PK than the power play, although he did completely lose all semblance of coverage on that 5-on-3 goal. But
yeah, it's bad.
look, you're never going to play Eric
Everything about that
Branstrom
was
on a
bad.
5-on-3.
Yeah, and
You're
not
just
in the
never
NHL.
going to.
No.
It was cool to give it a look.
And that's my
bad.
point is like, oh, this guy looks so good on the power play. Oh, this guy looks so bad on the power play. Literally irrelevant to their potential NHL role as whatever they might be.
In the immediate, for sure, for Cal Ritchie. You know,
right.
down the road, we can have that conversation.
Sure, but
whatever.
that's not even the season that you're talking about there.
Yeah,
really.
it probably
Like,
isn't.
So it's hard to judge a game like this where there were 11 penalties at the end. Like it was.
Yeah,
so
I
many.
honestly lost track because they would come in waves.
Yep.
So instead of just going 1, 2, 3, like with the clicker.
Yeah, you had a 4-on-3, and you're like, wait a minute, what's going on here? But
too many penalties. It was not. And what's with all the high sticks?
Yeah.
Like those weren't even ones where you could look at and go, oh, come on.
You just hit him in the face with your stick.
Yeah.
Bud.
Like the Jason Poulin penalty at the end, that's not a penalty. That's a joke.
Yeah.
But the high sticks, ridiculous, fellas.
It's going to get called. They're just going to get called on you. It is what it is. Look, there are, especially on the forward side, I don't think a ton of conversations to have. Like you said, the Tynan and Phillips of the world are what they are.
Yeah.
Just
They're fun, though.
Yeah, look, that line was probably the funnest line to watch with Prishchepov as the third. But
yeah, I mentioned during drills and such that those two are going to be a really fun duo for the Eagles.
Yep.
They're going to be a really fun duo for the Eagles.
So you got that going for you. You had Belmar as the one true NHL veteran in this game.
Yeah.
He played. Not that he was bad, not that he was particularly great.
The little details that you want out of Pierre-Edouard Belmar were there.
Yeah.
He didn't bowl you over, but good face-off win up the ice.
Yep.
And then you saw him in the offensive zone. Simple play.
Yep.
Or botched play.
Not a whole lot of finish
it's
there,
just
but
who he is.
you knew that going in.
Exactly.
It's not a surprise for anyone.
Belly was belly. No complaints.
Yep.
Just sign him already. I don't know.
We all know he's going to be the 4C. Just get it done.
He should, and at this point, he should be the 4C.
Yep. Agreed. Who has even come close to competing with him for that job? I don't know. So sometimes it's not that complicated. No, he will not be the 4C. He'll be middle six winger, most likely, at this point. Oh, here we go. The Avalanche just cut 3 players as we're recording this. Sage Weinstein, Devontae Stevens, and Chad Hillebrand all reassigned.
ELC kid going back to junior and 2 AHL contracts.
Yep. No big surprises there.
Overwhelming.
Really making the big moves right now.
They're saving Jason Megna as one of their preseason veteran requirement guys.
To make him count as a slot in one of these 5th or 6th games.
Yeah. He's going on the road Friday.
Ooh, tough out here. Look, preseason hockey is fun right up until it starts.
It's well said.
This is not 60% of an NHL game's ability. Even that much? I don't know. It was pretty rough around the edges.
Yeah, the try hard is pretty limited.
Yep.
Outside of those couple of guys that are like
the one speed havers. Yeah.
The one speed havers. There's a few of them out there. Some
There's
of them
always a few. Yeah.
Some of them aren't the good speed.
Yeah, well, that's preseason for you. So.
Yeah, and with that much special teams, like the one thing that you know about every training camp across the NHL, special teams install is not
it's the very last thing. Yeah.
And especially 5-on-3, 4-on-3, like everybody's just making it up out there.
Yep. There's definitely some chaos, to say the least. On that note, maybe the best thing to happen from this preseason game, 0 injuries.
For the moment.
That we know of.
Yeah.
That's where UC Health comes in. If there are some of those under the radar injuries, UC Health can help you out, whatever it might be, whether it's, actual physical injuries or mental health, or if you just want to live a little bit of a healthier life. Coach Prime wants to help you and other Coloradans be your healthiest selves as the Chief Motivation Officer of UC Health's Ready, Set, Co Challenge. The goal of the challenge is to get Colorado back to being the healthiest state in the nation. It's just that simple. It doesn't take anything crazy. It can be pretty simple, straightforward stuff like a little bit of mental health, talking about your problems, or maybe you just want to work out for 15 minutes a day, or just eating a little bit healthier. It does not have to be a whole big undertaking for you to be a little healthier every single day. Certainly for someone like myself, the absurd sleep schedule that we end up going through every single hockey season could be improved a little bit. So
what a challenge that is.
Oh, yeah. It's got me all backwards. My entire life is backward. You have tons of different things that you can do through UC Health, whatever it might be. Make sure you go to uchealth.org/ReadySetCo today to join the UC Health Ready Set Co Challenge. You can also click the link down in the description below. Once you've got your UC Health set up, make sure you're also getting yourself out and about. If you want to work on your walking, hiking, I don't know what to call it, make sure you get yourself a Toyota to get yourself out on the trails. Go visit your Front Range Toyota stores today. Whatever it might be, Toyota has a vehicle for you. Trucks, they've got the Tundra, they've got the Tacoma. SUVs, they've got the RAV4, they've got the 4Runner. Sedans, they've got the Corolla, they've got the Prius, they've got plenty of other options in every category as well. 17 different all-wheel drive vehicles to pick from. So you can get around wherever you might be going with your Toyota. Make sure you get to your Toyota Front Range dealerships today, including AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota and Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Denver Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is the official vehicle of not just DNVR, but the Colorado Avalanche. Second period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. We do have Jared Bednar's post-game presser from the game here, so let's see what Coach had to say about this one.
Is there anybody in particular that you liked?
Yeah, I loved it. Well, in general, I love the Tynan line. I thought Tynan, Phillips, and Prishchepov were outstanding. Special teams, I thought Steinberg did a lot of heavy lifting on the penalty kill. Belly was in on that a lot. Poulin, there was some guys that had some hard penalty killing minutes, especially in the third period, that did a nice job. I thought the penalty kill was pretty good, except for 5-on-3, which I can't blame them. We haven't touched it yet, And the second one, after a little powwow at the bench, got much better.
What did you think of your goaltending?
I thought Eustace was good, except for handling the puck. Made all the saves that he should make, and then some. Misplayed the puck a couple times, which got a little dangerous. But, good first outing for him. And same thing with Minor, too. I didn't mind his game at all.
Were there any standouts on the back end for you tonight?
I like Kylington at times during the game. I thought he was really good. I thought they all had their moments where they played well. I thought Kylington, just like his puck moving ability, looked really quick. He finally got his equipment this morning and his own blades, which makes a big difference. So, it's early, but they all played pretty good.
Logan O'Connor is someone that you've obviously been coaching since he was signed with the team.
Yeah.
We've seen the evolution of his game. How proud of him are you to see him get a deal like that?
Very proud, yeah. And well-deserved deal, too, right? Like, homegrown guy that we get out of DU. I remember the first rookie camp up in Thornton or wherever that is. And, he impressed everyone with his skating ability. And, Chris had watched him play a lot at DU, and we make the decision to sign him. Then he goes to the American League and really sort of starts honing his craft. He's a guy that, when you look at our team and the way we stress fitness and the off-ice training, he's been outstanding at that, getting stronger and faster and becoming a better pro over the years. And now he gets rewarded with a long-term contract, and, should be an Av for life.
See the guy, you point to some of these young guys, say, if
if you work hard,
Always.
you see what you earn?
Yeah, always. I mean, like the undrafted guy coming out of college has a good showing at a development camp, continues it at main camp, then goes and builds his game in the American League. And every time you call down, we're asking about, players that we should be looking at, keeping an eye on, or for call-ups, it was Logan O'Connor's name being mentioned. I was in the building multiple times when he was playing there and loved what I saw, along with our management. And and then next thing you know, he just and even in the NHL, he's developed his game, right? Started as a fourth line winger. Next thing you know, he's playing up and moving around into different areas of our game, penalty kill. Now he's on the third line, and he just keeps working hard and trying to get better. And he's a great story for us.
You want one more?
Cal Ritchie said that he got more comfortable as the game went on. Can you kind of see his confidence grow?
Yeah, I think you can see that. Like first game, and obvious great poise and patience with the puck and skill, ability to make plays. Power play goal is a prime example. I'm thinking shoot it. Next thing you know, he slides it across for a great, deflection, which ends up almost being an empty net. And he made multiple plays like that through the night. I think as we go on here and he gets in some more games and feels more comfortable and probably playing with more NHL players as we go, we'll see him grow his game just even over the short period of time through exhibition here.
Great, thank you, Jared.
Yep, thank you. Yep.
So, Bednar, let's be honest.
Sorry, dude. I'm so tired.
Weren't we all right? Look, we got to adjust back to the hockey season as well.
I have been awake since 5 o'clock this morning.
You made choices.
Feeling it, buddy.
Good thing we got tomorrow. Well, I guess when this airs, it'll be today off that we have. So,
yeah. Good thing we are off work as you are watching this.
I'll
right
probably
now.
be asleep when this is airing. So,
I'll probably be here. Actually,
you probably will be.
My day off. I'm gonna come to work.
I want to move on into the defense a little bit here, AJ. And they put them on a pairing together. Branstrom and Kylington. I don't want to take any serious takeaways from this.
Yeah.
But which one was better?
Oh, it was Branstrom.
I agree.
It was Branstrom by a wide margin for me, and I didn't love Eric Branstrom's game, but I really didn't like Oliver Kylington in this game.
Struggled, I think, for sure. And then, don't get me wrong. If you see Eric Branstrom right now, you should have him 100 miles away from your power play, based on that power play showing. But
the power play was... Branstrom on the power play was awful.
Catastrophic.
I was shocked. I've watched a lot of Eric Branstrom in the NHL, and, he doesn't play a ton on either special teams.
Yep.
But him carrying the puck up the ice should be something that he's really naturally comfortable with. And he was terrible.
Yep. On the power play specifically.
Yes,
to be clear.
specifically on the power play. Terrible.
It was tough. I mean, again, they got some 5-on-3 time on both ends, and it's like, what are you really taking from this?
Yeah.
Yes, Eric Branstrom defended poorly on a 5-on-3. Okay, cool. When's he going to play that in the NHL? Never.
Yeah, Eric Branstrom lost track of Wyatt Johnston in front of the net on a 5-on-3. That's preseason hockey if you've ever seen it.
Right.
If that happens in a regular season game,
that's on Jared Bednar, not Eric Branstrom.
Happened.
Right.
Either something is up with the lineup, or there were some coaching decisions that don't make any sense.
Are there 5 defensemen in the box? Because he might be your last choice for that role.
Yes, exactly. They're all in the box. All right, I got it, I guess. Yeah, exactly.
But beyond the special team struggles, I do think, particularly in the defensive zone at 5-on-5, Branstrom was significantly better than Kylington in this game.
What's frustrating is right at the end when they lose the game, he's trying to pin the puck and pin it and pin it and pin it. He gets it. He makes 2 really good pins along the wall, and he gets no help.
Yep.
He gets no help. If just a basic up and out would have gotten them into overtime.
0.2 seconds was all they needed.
Yeah.
So... tough
That's
on
a
that
thin
front.
margin when you're like, all you had to do was just
do anything.
Just about anything differently. What are we talking about? Yeah, so with Branstrom, though, I was impressed with the defensive game. And we talk about, his skating and he's an offensive puck mover. He's never really produced like it.
Correct.
He's never really blown up offensively the way that you would think a guy with his skill set should. And I think it's likelier here that we are looking at something closer to a Sam Girard than we are. I don't have an example of an offensive defenseman. Tyson Barrie. Go with Tyson Barrie.
Good. A good foot moving. Yeah, got there in
I
the
pulled
end.
one.
I will say I did think this was an interesting comparison with the two. Branstrom, for the most of the game, played on the right side, on the offside, which we know Branstrom, Kylington, DeHaan, they all can play on that right side.
Yeah, and Branstrom played a lot of right side in Ottawa.
Yeah, but they put him on the right side specifically, whereas they had Kylington on the left for the most. However, they gave Kylington an A. Am I reading too much into stuff thinking about that, or is there something there?
Well, I feel confident that Kylington's going to make the team.
Thanks. Yeah, he really.
That's it, man.
Really sold that.
That's all I'm reading into that.
Okay.
I would actually, just out of curiosity, it would be fun to go back and look at. I don't know about fun. Preseason
Letter wearers.
and just see how many of them didn't make the club.
I'm just saying, we were sitting in that box going, oh, yeah, Belmar and Kiviranta got A's, huh?
Yeah, I mean, yes. What a huge surprise.
Yeah.
Also, two guys that we are very confident are making the team.
Yeah, for sure. What I will say for me that stood out at 5-on-5, Branstrom versus Kylington, Branstrom's ability to move the puck up the ice was significantly better than Kylington's in tonight's game.
Yes.
So,
Kylington had multiple opportunities as he transported the puck from one end to the other to get a puck deep and couldn't do it.
Yep. And if you're talking about Avalanche-style hockey, yes, some of it is going to be an expectation that they can do it with their feet, but you have to be able to, as a defenseman, move the puck up.
Also, you don't want to be looking at Kylington and saying, wow, look at his feet. What great recovery. Because he kept making mistakes that required recovery.
Recovering well means you messed up in the first place.
Exactly. In the cases of tonight, yes.
Yep.
Sometimes you're bailing out Jack Johnson, or whatever. But in this case tonight, there were a lot of Oliver Kylington mistakes that Oliver Kylington then had to recover from.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, it's great that you have this ability, but let's skip that first step altogether. And that was where I thought he had his largest shortcoming of the night.
Yeah. And again, after tonight, is Branstrom the millimeter ahead to earning that job with the Avs? Sure, maybe. But there's a whole lot of preseason left for guys to lock in positions. And as AJ has referenced multiple times, there might be a good part of those positions that are already a little bit set for game one of the season. So
Yeah, some of this, we go through this whole thing. Oh, look at these battles. Watch these guys go at it. And how much of it is a lot of work to end up at the same place that you started.
Yeah.
It does have a little exercise in futility feel to it sometimes. And tonight, I really wonder how much of it was that. Like, if you watch tonight and only tonight's game, you would think Sean Behrens is the one that's played a lot of NHL games and not Callie Rosen and Jacob McDonald.
Oh, boy, did Jacob McDonald have a tough game.
It got worse for Rosen as it went on.
Downhill, for sure.
Yeah, but Jacob McDonald was like the Rockies playoff chance chart where it just starts at the bottom and it never moves.
Just at the bottom.
0% the whole time. 0%. That might have been too harsh. I apologize.
Hey, again, take everything we take of this as it's a preseason game where everything hardly matters. But
yeah, and like we have seen way more of Callie Rosen and Jacob McDonald play way better than they did tonight.
Yep.
I'm not overreacting to this, but if you threw this in, if you said this was just tonight,
yeah,
Sean Behrens outplayed all those guys. And
Agreed.
I didn't love Sean Behrens, but there was a lot to like.
But he wasn't actively throwing pucks to his own slot. So there was that.
Dude, that Jacob McDonald pizza up the middle.
It was bad.
Holy Lordy.
It was bad. And I think it's particularly on defensemen. Games like this are harder. As you said, everyone's playing off of instinct. And defensemen, when they're trying to move pucks, when they're trying to break things out, when they're trying to control pucks in their own zone, there's an expectation of, I'm going to throw a puck to a spot. And our systems say a guy should be there.
Yeah. There's a structure that you're trying to operate with it. And
it was not there tonight.
It was a little
all.
loose.
Yeah.
It was a little loose.
So you're battling through things like that in a preseason game here. Tiff, are we about at 30 minutes? Where are we at? I don't know. Hey, I got a little bit of an internal clock. I got a little bit.
Spidey sense.
Sometimes
right there. That was cool.
Can feel it a little bit. So, on that note, we are brought to you by the folks over at Rugged Road. I'll tell you, you probably could have used a cooler of beer to make this game a little bit funner. Rugged Road has you covered with a fantastic cooler. They're dedicated to creating innovative and durable outdoor gear for adventurers who demand the best. The Rugged Road cooler, by the way, completely floats. You're the type of person to do the lazy river in your inner tube. You just throw the Rugged Road cooler right in the river with you. It'll float on down the river right next to you. You can grab your beers. Easy to go with Rugged Road. Rugged Road gear is built to accompany you on every adventure you might take. I already talked about the Rugged Road floatability, but they are also a lightweight design. Unlike other heavy-duty coolers, Rugged Road coolers are incredibly light, making them easy to transport on any trip without compromising on performance. Get ready for your now almost fall, pretty soon, adventures. Is it technically fall? Does it count? September 21st was fall? Yeah, so... we're into fall. Rugged Road has you covered. For your fall adventures, head to ruggedroadoutdoors.com and use code DNVR for 10% off your order, whatever you might want for your outdoor companions. Also brought to you by the folks over at Empire Today. Look, I would not say the Avs built a great floor today, but Empire Today would have built a better floor. So make sure you get with them if you're getting your floors done. Go to EmpireToday.com to DNVR. You'll get $350 off your new flooring with them. They only carry the highest quality of products, so you don't have to sift through all the junk and all of that. All the flooring that, let's face it, will fall apart pretty quickly. Nope, they only carry quality products. They have fantastic options, too, when you go to their website. You can do things like project the floor onto a room where you can measure it out and see what it might look like in that area. And, of course, whether it's hardwood, carpet, tile, you name it, Empire Today has you covered. So head over to that EmpireToday.com/DNVR or call 1-800-588-2300. Empire, get your floors today. Third period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast.
You know what I was floored by tonight?
Oh, God.
It was just fun to be in the arena, man.
It was fun. It was a good time.
Some noise and light sensitivities have kept me from arenas for a few years.
Yep.
And some struggles with that tonight. But overall, it was really fun to be in the arena. And we haven't...
Yeah.
Is that the first Avs game we've ever gone to
I
together?
think probably together. The first one we've done, yeah.
Yeah. And 'cause we've gone to Eagles games.
Yeah, for sure. But not an Avs game together.
Yeah.
So...
love preseason hockey just for that.
Yeah, there you go.
Just for that.
The people in the booth might have been as entertaining as the game at some points, but you know.
Yeah, it was just you know, I know we're getting into all of the nitty gritty of this guy did this or that, you know, whatever. But it was just cool to be in the arena tonight and have hockey back and feel some of that excitement.
Yeah, the building to the actual season for sure.
Yeah, I definitely did wonder if I was still grappling with being dead inside when the Avs scored their first goal.
No emotion.
Yeah, because Matt Phillips scored it, and I was like, cool. Sick play. But that appreciation grew as the game went on, and then
build.
The incredibly hilarious way it ended.
Oh, my God.
We're back, baby.
0.2 seconds left. I know it's a preseason game and it doesn't matter, but come on.
Yeah, the Nashville one was way worse.
Oh, yeah, but
I'm never getting over that game.
That one actually meant something, too.
I'm never getting over that game, dude.
Hey, look, all right, at least it wasn't as late a goal as Kadri's goal in the bubble. All right.
Yeah. Or
one.
even, it might have even been about the same time as Danny Briere's goal in Boston.
Oh, my God. Now you're way... Ugh. Danny Briere's only meaningful goal in an Avalanche jersey right
Hell
there.
yeah.
Now he's a GM, so what do I know? But
true. Anyway, I
Yeah.
just want to say it was fun. It was fun to be in the arena and actually like hang out with the beat.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, it was a good time.
Like watch an Avs game together because I get out of here and I probably won't be back for any games during the regular season.
You'll be our on-the-road reporter when they play Boston.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
And we actually do have that mapped out.
I know.
We'll see.
It'll be fun, though.
Yeah, my experience in downtown Boston was pretty horrifying. So
Oh, you can't wait to go back, I'm sure.
just a lot of people. It was just real busy. So
Last time I was there, we only saw like 3 cars flip each other off. It was fun.
oh man, we were on Boylston Street and we're sitting there just trying to get out of the traffic.
Yep.
And my girlfriend went to Emerson, and so she wanted to show me everything,
yeah.
And it was so funny to just people jumping out of cars, just walking across the street whenever they saw fit, and if somebody honked at them, they just gave them the finger, and I was like, man, Boston is a different place, man.
Not like here, for sure.
Yeah, it reminded me of a really bad accented version of Texas. Southern accents are cool.
Biting my tongue right now. Not going to say anything on that front. What I will say something about, though, is the goaltending tonight.
Sure.
You saw a little bit of Justus Annunen. Look, he played half of a preseason game. He had a couple of dope saves, though.
Yeah,
Stuff
that
looked pretty
big
cool.
push with the
toe
kick save.
Yeah.
It was fun to run it back from last year. We all looked at each other and said, that's a save.
Yep. Do be how it's like. Minor probably should have saved the game-winning goal, but
It's really the second goal that I had
that
a problem
one was
with.
not good
that's
either.
a bad goal.
Yeah,
That's a bad goal.
is what
And
it
the
is.
third goal is the one that you do worry about with Trent Minor just being undersized.
Yep. Pucks like that just hit bigger goalies.
Exactly. 3 inches bigger. Hits him.
Yeah. Yep. So that is what it is. I don't think there's much to talk about with the goalies. We can have that conversation when they do a waiver thing or whatever it might be. But right now,
Yeah.
Annunen played 30 minutes to get his feet wet a little bit on the season, and that's
Weirdly
about it.
excited to watch Kevin Mandolisi get into a game.
Yeah,
I don't know what the
it'll
deal
happen.
is. But I am excited for it.
Just because it's Eric's guy.
Eric is he just likes the French guy.
Frenchies.
Yeah. That's all that is.
It's like clockwork. If you haven't watched our Gerard interview, go check Eric. Riz him up with some French on that one.
Yeah.
So always a good time with E, though. Look,
Rapidly running out of road here.
I know. We got another like 20 minutes of show to do.
on a preseason game where the outcome is irrelevant and there's only so much to say.
Yeah.
The baby boy line.
Yeah,
Everybody wants to talk about him. You can't stop me from calling it that. Leave me alone.
Let me go here. We've been a bit negative in the past 5 minutes, so why not lean in? Oskar Olausson, did he help himself at all tonight?
I think it's just more of the same. You see 1 or 2 things that you love out of him.
Yep.
And then you see 5 things that are maddening.
He's
so soft on the puck.
my problem is not that he makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes constantly in hockey. My problem is that they're the same mistakes we've been watching him make for 3 years.
Yeah.
It's the same stuff that hasn't gotten any better and the same type of details that regardless of how you and I feel about him,
Yeah.
it's the type of stuff that Jared Bednar is going to hate.
Yeah, it's the kind of stuff that keeps Yoel Kiviranta in a game.
Yep.
Because Kiviranta will chip a puck up a board. He'll win that battle. He'll fight for position. The guy's fearless. As much as, he drives me crazy, but you have to admire. Like, there's a reason he's in that lineup, and it's because the work rate is always high.
Yep.
He's always moving his feet. He's always battling. He's always engaging. When you look at Oskar Olausson, you should be looking at an all-star. You should be looking at maybe not an all-star. You should be looking at Andre Burakovsky at least.
Yep.
And he's still so far from even getting to that level. And that's disappointing. He's still really young, but we also know, hey, 21 turns into 23, and 23 turns into he's back in Sweden.
This is not, hey, he's a 19-year-old kid. This is the clock is ticking on him now.
Loudly.
Yeah. Yep. So, don't know that he did himself any favors in a game like tonight.
I don't think either he or Foodie
And that's who I was going to go to next.
did anything that you could look at and feel great about.
Yep.
And like there are individual moments, but 19-year-old Cal Ritchie significantly outplays both by the end of the game.
Agreed. You almost start to worry with guys like Foodie and Olausson. Does the AHL create AHL players after a certain amount of time?
Yes, we talk about this.
Yep.
Sometimes when you put a guy into a certain box,
And that,
he never breaks out of
Then
it.
they sit in the box. Yeah.
he never breaks out of it. The box comes to define him.
Yep.
This is getting existential.
It's 11:30 at night or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So,
But genuinely, though, it is true.
and by that I mean it's 2:30 p.m. Thanks
Yes.
for watching.
Yes, I am excited for all of the traffic that is going by outside the window as per usual. Yeah, got the blacked out windows. But with those guys, like, I don't think there's much more genuinely that the Avs can do with those guys. They have put them in top
They have to
six
earn
roles.
themselves. Yeah.
They have put them in those good positions in the AHL. They're just not really coming along as much as we wanted them to. And with Foodie was on a serious breakout track, and injuries derailed him hard. And it has halted that moment. It's a hard stop to that momentum.
Yep.
With Oskar Olausson, his point production is identical the last two seasons, but the points per game almost doubled.
Yep.
So you do feel like at that level they are getting there.
But are
And-
they getting there or are they getting to quad A level?
And some of this, I wonder, are we over-indexed on it because they were so young when they got to the AHL?
A fair
that they
point.
have been around longer than guys their age normally are.
It's true.
But also, you're about to get passed up on the pecking order by a 19-year-old.
Yep. And
And one of those guys is Oskar Olausson
right.
is a
Foodie, you
first
can say, well,
round
he's a third
pick.
rounder, but Olausson was picked one pick before Ritchie was.
Yeah, like right in that same range of the draft. And the Avs have just kind of been waiting around and waiting around and waiting around. Nothing's happening.
Yep.
Tried to move him at the deadline and couldn't get anything for him.
It's just
Other teams
tough.
are looking at it and they see the same things that we are seeing.
Yep.
That the individual tools are all positive. You feel good about them. But when he puts them all together, there's something missing. And for me, it's heart.
And the reality of it is, with the way the Avs lineup is starting this season, there has never been as much opportunity for a forward to earn time as there have been now. Even with, Bednar has his tendencies to like whatever. But you, at very least, have the opportunity to put yourself at the top of that call-up list.
Yeah.
And, Cal Ritchie, obviously, a different case, can't go to the AHL. But you're looking at the Foodies and you're looking at the Olaussons and you're saying, what did you do tonight to be on that call-up list ahead of a Jason Megna?
And if they, have an NHL deal for one. But Jason Poulin, on the other hand,
I wanted to talk about Poulin because I do think he's maybe moving himself into that position a little bit better.
I do think he is. We'll stick with these guys for now. There's one name we haven't talked about that I actually do want to touch on. But you have to, Cal Ritchie, 9 games, we'll see, right? Maybe he gets to 9 games. Maybe they keep him, whatever.
Yeah.
Right now, it sure seems every signal that they've sent off with all the decisions that they've made say that they want to play him in the NHL to start the season.
Agreed.
It's on Ritchie at that point to earn the job to stick.
Of course.
If he doesn't stick, so far, Oskar Olausson and Jean-Luc Foodie have done nothing.
To earn the spot themselves.
Nothing in this preseason to say,
it should be my job instead. Yeah.
okay, he's gone. I get it. You guys wanted to take a look at the new shiny. He's out of the way. I've been working. I'm ready. I'm ready for the opportunity. I'm here. Put me in, coach. Neither one of those guys have done it. And with Oskar Olausson, it's more damning because it started in the rookie faceoff.
Yep. And a rookie faceoff where Ritchie and Poulin looked great.
And a rookie faceoff like his 4th one that he's been to.
Yeah.
And he still isn't dominating. He still isn't. It's not clicking. He's not pissed off enough.
Yep. Agreed.
He's not embracing violence enough. He's not using his size. He's not gritty enough. That's why I say what I think is the problem is heart. He's too soft in all the areas of the ice. He's too predictable. I don't watch every minute of every Colorado Eagles game, and every time Oskar Olausson gets the puck, I have an idea of what's about to happen. If my dumbass feels that way, opposing NHL players are like licking their chops,
We're gonna
going,
eat this dude. Yeah,
"We know what's coming. We got this. This is a turnover."
and it's the reality of these situations is, yeah, guess what? Cal Ritchie has the inside path. You need to do something extra
Yeah.
to earn that spot over Cal Ritchie.
Yeah, well, and Cal Ritchie and Nikolai Kovalenko are guys you have to climb over.
Yep.
When you look at those two guys, they're not doing it. You look at Jason Poulin,
And it's important to note on the Poulin conversation, especially here, which we'll get to in just a second, is we will be right back after this. So as I was saying, it's important to note the reason, or part of the reason, you can see a path for Jason Poulin is because you see him play a game that works in the bottom six.
Yeah.
What you see out of Oskar Olausson is, okay, yeah, he flashes some skill here and there, but guess what? When a bottom six dude jumps him and takes the puck away from him, he's never going to have the puck to flash the skill in the first place.
Yeah, wow. Great skill.
So he hasn't shown consistency enough to realistically say, hey, maybe we can play this guy in a middle six, let alone a top six.
Yeah.
And he hasn't shown a style of game that functions in the bottom six.
Yeah.
So what do you do with a guy like that?
You find a team with a prospect that they are also frustrated with, and
play Jason Poulin instead? Got it.
and you swap them,
Yeah.
and you play Jason Poulin, and you maybe give him extra look to the other guy who I really like tonight in Matt Steinberg.
Yeah, he was very, very good.
He was physical. He was
Yep.
active on the PK. He was effective. He didn't do anything on a breakaway
Yeah,
with 2 shots at it.
but, you know,
But
that's not what his role
Matt
is going to be.
Steinberg had like 11 points in the AHL last year. Like, Matt, that's not who Matt Steinberg is.
Also
Matt
made-
Steinberg is, I am going to eat your heart out. I am a bull in a china shop.
Yeah.
I play a bruising game. I don't have a lot of skill, but I'm mean. And I'm hard to play against. If you put Matt Steinberg's attitude into Oskar Olausson, you'd have a
He'd be a star.
hell of a player.
Steinberg, was it Bischel that he
Yeah.
pissed off so badly that he tried to jump him on the ice?
Yeah,
And-
he's going after him while he was down. Yeah. And Matt Steinberg, wherever he goes, trouble follows. And as a
There's
hockey
something
team,
to that for a hockey team.
You
Yeah,
want
exactly.
guys like that in your bottom six that are gonna be that way. That
Yep.
when they get on the ice, the other guys are like, ha ha ha. I'm not worried about the puck, and I'm not worried about our structure. I'm worried about getting mine against that cat.
Yeah.
And that Matt Steinberg kind of has that in him, and it's not a thing that the Avalanche have a lot of in their organization, and that
Agreed.
inherently makes him a little more valuable. Jason Poulin is the better player overall, more skilled,
Hockey skill wise, for sure.
and he's closer to being exactly what you want in the NHL as a fourth line guy.
Agreed.
If Yoel Kiviranta and Jason Poulin right now, I don't think there's a big gap between the two for my taste.
You know, we'd both play Poulin if it was up to us. But
Yeah.
it's not.
There is a comfort with Kiviranta as a PK guy. Poulin hasn't shown that. And if you're not going to play on the special teams, it's really hard to give you ice time.
It's true.
And that is fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, that is, I have no counter to that. That is fair enough. And that's a challenge for Jason Poulin to try and get on one of those units and stay on one of those units. He got PK time tonight.
Yep. I mean, I think part of the challenge for Jason Poulin is if I'm the Avs coaching staff, I'm pulling him aside and being, look at what Matt Steinberg did tonight.
Yeah.
If you do that and you have the skills that you have, you're in the NHL.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't think there's any doubt about it. But, you know, it takes a special kind of player to have the Logan O'Connor mayor of Denver smile to piss people off a little bit, I guess. But,
Yeah.
We'll be seeing that for 6 more years.
At this point, 7, right? Because
Technically 7, yeah.
This year still has to
Yeah,
happen.
that doesn't kick in until next year. But good to have him back,
Yeah, great deal.
both health-wise and the contract. But
Yeah.
P.S., go check out AJ's piece on Logan O'Connor's
And the
deal.
emergency pod that you guys did.
But, yeah, we did also do a pod on it. So
It's the DNVR special. We cover all the corners here.
We
All
got
the
it all.
bases get covered.
got it all.
We're not good at one thing. We're good at everything.
Must be nice. Is this what Cal Ritchie feels like every day?
Yeah, probably.
Dang.
Except you can't wear a hat.
His hat wearing game needs a little bit of work.
Homie is going to get into the NHL, and hopefully one of the adults is going to pull him aside and be like,
What are you doing? Yeah.
Stop. Oh, I'm not allowed to say certain words on here anymore. Stop wearing hats like a person who doesn't know how to wear hats.
That sure, word for word, you just nailed what they'll exactly say.
Look, NHLers only know so many words.
Yeah, a lot of them we can't say. But yeah, I mean, look, at a certain point, things start to build into something, right? At this point, I feel like I've said, oh, it's only the rookie face-off. It doesn't mean that much. Oh, it's only the training camp. It doesn't mean that much. Oh, it's only the first preseason. It doesn't mean that much. But when you put all of those things into a package together, a picture starts to form.
Yeah, it coalesces into Jason Poulin should be winning a lot of favor with the coaching staff right now.
Yep. Agreed. No argument on that front. I think this game has also set up for, hey, in the next one you get into, for guys like Branstrom, for guys like Kylington, maybe for a guy like Poulin or Ritchie, because all of them are likely to play another preseason game, whether it's the third one, the fourth one, whatever it might be.
It would be messed up if this is the end of the road for some of those guys.
But my point being, regardless of how well you played today or how poorly you played today, the NHL has always been a league of what have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
Go be better in the next one, whether you were great or awful. Go be better in the next one.
Yeah, they've got off day tomorrow. Then they have 2 more days of 2 groups of practice.
Then they fly out game of tough.
And then they have a road game.
Yeah.
And then after the road game, you usually see teams get a
That's
little
when
more
the cuts
serious
really
about cuts.
start. Yeah.
Right now, after the 3 that they made in the middle of this pod, and which will be 12 hours old by the time people watch this.
Yep.
They are down to 48 players, and that also includes Landeskog,
You're right.
Chushkin,
Injured
Lehkonen.
LTIR guys,
So.
but still 20 plus more cuts to come.
Yeah.
So a lot of work still to be done, to say the least, for the Colorado side of it.
Yeah, they have a long way to go here, trying to cut down the bodies.
Yep. Not that, let's be honest, most of them we already know,
Yeah,
but
yeah, but a guy like Sean Barons, I think plays well enough that
gets another game, whatever it might be.
send him on the road,
Yeah.
put him in another game. Yeah, you're not keeping him right out of the gate, but that's okay. Get another game, running the bench with him, talking with him, working with him, seeing him in game. All that is good. All that helps. It's only a positive thing. So give that guy another game.
Yeah, why not?
You don't really need to see Jacob McDonald and Calum. Those are
They're known quantities.
yeah, those are guys that have been in your system that you're very comfortable with. It's all good. Jacob McDonald maybe should go back to forward though.
Why not? What are you gonna do?
I do love our master of chaos.
Would
though.
it not would it blow you away if Jacob McDonald was the 13th forward on opening night?
No.
Yeah, me neither. So, is what it is. Expectations, those really begin in the regular season, right?
Yeah.
When the points matter, the points matter. Right now, there are no points.
Yeah.
And that's why we're not melting down over a 0.2 second goal to lose the game.
It would still be pretty funny.
It would be pretty funny, but it would hurt a lot more if it cost them 2 points, especially to Dallas.
Especially to the team that you're trying to compete with for
Yeah.
a division title. Yeah, absolutely. So that would definitely be
It would hurt, to say the least. But I don't know. We don't have to keep this one super long. You got anything else you want to add in?
No, I don't think so. I mean, funny how going into it, I felt great about the Avs' defensive depth, and coming out of it, I'm like, these guys are all terrible. But obviously, that's like living in the moment.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a much larger body of work for all of the guys involved that struggled tonight. And
I mean, just forget the competition for a minute. Do you think there's going to be a game this year where Oliver Kylington plays 25 minutes? No.
you know what was funny to me is I kept looking up at the board at Niles Lundqvist's time, and I was like, is he going to play more in this game than he did in that entire series?
He might have.
I think he did.
Sheesh.
And that includes a double overtime game. So anyway, I found that amusing. I was having a good laugh at that in particular.
But just to reinforce the point of even when you're getting down to the granular level that we get down to,
Yeah.
it's worth keeping in mind that, yes, he's playing defense for the Colorado Avalanche. Is this anything like the role he's going to be playing in the regular season? No. Not even remotely close.
Yeah.
So
the one thing we can touch on, just out of curiosity here, we talked about Nikita Prishchepov going back as an overager in the QM.
I wish they'd sign him and play him instead.
Do you think that they're at least having this conversation? He's gotten the consistent look in training camp. Could they do like they did with Ivan, where they just give him an AHL deal?
I hope they do
this year and let him play through it and then say, okay, come March,
let's see what's up.
Hey, you were good. You did everything that we could have asked of you. Wouldn't it make more sense to have him competing for a depth job with the Eagles like Ivan did last year?
Yeah.
You start him at the bottom and, hey, that's a guy who absolutely earned it.
I mean, if you are drafting an overage kid to not sign him, I think you're dumb. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
And I've watched it play out with Ty Lewis. I've watched it play out with Brandon Sagan.
Well, Ty Lewis was undrafted.
Yeah,
that was different.
But they brought him in and signed him to not play him in the AHL. It was stupid.
Yeah.
My point being,
you know who they did do that to was Troy Burke.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Maybe not a great track record on that side either.
That was a top 100 pick.
I know. But
anyway.
But my point is, it feels like the Avs are a little too comfortable looking at their drafted overagers and saying, oh, we've got the rights for 2 more years.
Yeah.
You should have a plan in place for these guys because, not that it's the worst thing in the world, but how much does Nikita Prishchepov really have to learn from another year in the queue as opposed to a pro year?
Yeah.
I'd sign him. I'd play him in the AHL.
I don't think it's useless, but which one of them is going to give you a better idea of who this guy? Because if you give him in the AHL deal, you have an idea of who he is as a pro hockey player.
And if
you have an idea
he stinks. Yeah.
Hey, if that guy goes out and he scores 120 points in the queue,
it's meaningless.
Great, he's 21.
Yeah, he dominated a league he was supposed to dominate.
Exactly. Yeah. Like you feel a certain kind of way about it, but you give him the AHL deal, and maybe he'll say no. Maybe he'll be like, "No, I'm not doing that." But you give him the AHL deal, and you let him play pro hockey. You at least have then some sort of like body of work to say, I am either comfortable giving him an ELC because of this or uncomfortable with an ELC because of this.
Yep.
And at least it gives you a chance. And that's a late pick.
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't work out, it's not like the Avs burned an asset or whatever.
I don't care about the Avs. Like, Brandon Sagan was a 5th rounder, which, like, I'm not like, whoa, 5th rounders, but, like,
more value than a 7th.
Yeah, using a guy, drafting a guy like 210th or whatever. Yeah. Like it's just that's a guy that you wanted to invite to camp that you just said we like him enough. We're not going to take a chance. Yeah. We want his rights more than we want the ability to invite him.
Yep.
And with Prishchepov, he was really good tonight.
Agreed. Arguably the Avs' best forward.
I want to see. For me, I'm like, hey, you probably earned another game here.
Sure,
for my money.
If he has another good game, give him a contract. What are we doing here?
Yeah, but I think he at least had the kind of game where you say, all right, maybe an AHL deal.
I mean, I would give him an AHL deal on draft night, but again, that's me, not the Avs. So, is what it is. We are going to wrap up this show. We hope you all enjoyed us breaking down the Avs' first preseason game. We'll be here live all week. It's going to be a long 2 weeks to the start of the season, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully we can keep you entertained through that time before the real stuff starts.
You said it's going to be a long 2 weeks. I just instinctively started yawning.
We appreciate all y'all. Go check out all our other content, thednvr.com. We love you. We'll talk to you in the next one.
We all silly like the mayor.